Let's be honest, self-love can sometimes be a little confusing. We are constantly bombarded by messages telling us to love ourselves, but no one actually explains how. What does it even look like in real life? And how do you even get there? Well, stick around because right now we are answering those questions and we're giving you a roadmap to discover true self-love. So let's get started. Here's the truth. Self-love is not about fixing yourself. It's not about becoming someone else or something that you are not. It's about radical acceptance, accepting yourself exactly as you are and exactly as you are not. Most people think self-love is a destination. I mean, I've been there. Maybe we believe that we'll be loved once we lose the weight, or we get the dream job, or we find the perfect partner, or we are perfect and we do things right. But here's the radical truth. Self-love is a practice of complete, unapologetic acceptance. And today, I'm going to share with you my hack to experiencing self-love. That hack: stop denying your desires. Instead, accept them fully and take action on them. When you do this, you don't just discover love, you become it. First things first, love is not something you get from outside. There is no job, no relationship, and no achievement that can quite literally give you self-love. Think about it. How many things have you actually accomplished in your life and it's still not enough? You still don't experience self-love, which means that self-love is an internal job. So I want you to ask yourself, what would make me love myself? What actions would make me respect myself? And what do I admire or respect about others? And whatever those things are, do them for yourself. If you admire honesty, start being radically honest with yourself. If you respect people who live with integrity, practice integrity in your own life. The truth is, self-love is built through your own actions, your own choices, and your own commitment to becoming the person that you admire. It's not about perfection. It's about alignment and radical acceptance. Now let's talk about how we do this. Step one, you want to practice being whole and complete because you are already whole and complete, exactly as you are and exactly as you are not. And if you don't believe that, then before we even access self-love, we need to practice self-acceptance. But the foundation of self-love is self-acceptance. From there, step two would be to connect with your desires in 6 key areas. So to love yourself, you need to know exactly what you truly desire in life. And here's the game changer. You can't judge those desires. You actually have to accept those desires completely. Some of you might feel like, why do I want this so bad? And I just feel like it's so far away from me, like I can't have it. So today we're going to work on this. I want you to explore your desires in these 6 areas: health and wellness, personal growth, relationships, career and finance, purpose and impact, and faith and spirituality. Take a moment to reflect on these areas and ask yourself, what am I committed to accomplishing in this area? What do I truly desire to feel and experience? And what desires am I currently hiding or denying? I want you to write them down and be brutally honest with yourself. No filters, no shame. Your desires are valid exactly as they are. But I do want to get real here about desires and commitments. Most people create goals from a place of lack, not love. They are in order to statements disguised as goals. For example, you want to lose 20 pounds? Why? Is it because you believe that losing weight will make you more attractive? Are you telling yourself you need to be a certain weight to be worthy of love? Are you thinking a relationship will finally make it to you if you lose those 20 pounds? These are not real commitments. They are stories of self-rejection, and they really have nothing to do with the other. Real commitments come from a place of total self-acceptance. When you truly believe you are complete right now with the things that you have and the things that you don't, your desires start to transform. They come from a place of abundance, not lack. And what that could look like is I want to lose that 20 pounds because it is aligned with my health and wellness. I care about myself and my health and wellness. That is a completely different conversation. Your worth is not determined by your weight, your relationship status, your career achievements, or any external validation for anything. You are worthy right now, exactly as you are. And this is the foundation of self-love, accepting yourself completely without condition. So when we notice that we are creating these goals instead of seeing our commitments, we need to look to see what commitment is actually driving that goal. It usually goes back to you needing to accept oneself. So for instance, if you feel like you need to lose 20 pounds in order for someone else to accept you, what's driving that is that you want acceptance. Make sense? But you can't get that from somebody else. You have to get that from yourself. So write these 6 areas of life down, create your goals, and distinguish where they're coming from. That would be the second step. Now, after you've gotten clear about your commitments and where they're coming from, and you make sure they're coming from a place of real commitments, then you can go to step 3, which is know yourself as the one who fulfills those desires. So now you want to imagine what it would feel like to already be the person who has fulfilled those desires. And I want you to visualize it. How do you show up? How do you talk to yourself? How do you carry yourself? How do you honor your desires without apology? Self-love is knowing that you have the power to create the life you desire. So you would say things like, I am the one who fills my desires. Love begins with me. My desires are valid and I accept them fully. This mindset shift is where self-respect actually starts. So by accepting every part of yourself, including the parts society might tell you are too much or you're not enough, or that's just not possible. This is where self-respect comes in. Then we move on to step 4. Embody the fulfilled version of yourself. So loving yourself means showing up as the version of you who already created the life you desire. You dress like that person. You speak like that person. You make choices like that person. You take aligned action like that person. You honor your desires like that person. This is not fake it till you make it. I repeat, this is not fake it till you make it. If the future you eats nourishing foods, moves their body with intention, and spends time in meaningful relationships, start doing that now. That's not faking it. It's doing it. Seriously, Nike has the best slogan. Just do it. Because self-love is built through consistent, aligned action on your commitments right now, which takes us to step 5, actions that don't align. So before we go into actions that do align, this is where a lot of people get overwhelmed and like feel like they can't handle it because they're doing too many things. They're doing too many things of what don't work, and then they try to add on more of what does. So before we even take any actions, we need to stop. You need to stop doing the things that don't align with your commitments. If you desire peace, stop overcommitting yourself. If you desire healthy relationships, stop participating in relationships with people who don't care about your commitments. And again, commitments. I didn't say what your egotistical goals are, okay? You don't want to conflate this. People actually care about you loving yourself, being in healthy relationships. If they care about your health and well-being, do not leave those relationships. You might be conflating commitments versus egotistical goals, which is another conversation that I'm going to get into next week. But if you desire success, then stop procrastinating on your goals. This is huge because an inaction is also an action. If you are not taking action on something that you desire, that is actually an action. And you need to stop doing that. Stop procrastinating. If you desire to honor your true self, stop apologizing for your desires and the things that you want. So, what I want you to do is ask yourself, what actions have I been taking that are not in alignment with these commitments? And write them all down. What desires am I suppressing to make other people feel comfortable or for other people to accept me? Where am I compromising my own self acceptance so that other people accept me? We got to turn this inside out. And then I want you to make a commitment to yourself to let go of this misalignment. Stopping actions that don't serve your commitments is one of the most loving things that you can do. Next, we would go into taking aligned action. So once you've stopped taking all the misaligned actions, now you're going to take steps toward those commitments. So ask yourself, what can I do today that aligns with my commitments? Maybe it's eating healthy. Maybe it's time for rest. Maybe it's getting out there and sharing your desires while everybody laughs at you. Maybe saying no to something that drains you, pursuing a desire that you've been afraid to acknowledge. Every aligned action builds trust and respect within yourself. The more you take aligned action, the more you will love, appreciate, and respect yourself, the prouder you will become. And people see that. They see that confidence in you. The final step would be to practice empowering mantras. Words matter. You need to speak to yourself with love, power, and radical acceptance. Create mantras that will empower you on this journey because the truth is, you are not always going to feel perfect, whole, and complete. We rarely ever do. And that's reality. So when you notice that you're not and you're feeling like you're inadequate, you just need to notice, stop and notice that. When you just notice it, you neutralize it. And then you can step back into the embodiment of your commitments, the person that has already fulfilled those commitments. And what can help is to create some kind of mantra like, I am worthy of love, respect, exactly as I am. I am strong, capable, and unapologetically myself. I am creating the life that I deserve on my own terms. My desires are valid and I accept them fully. Repeat these types of mantras daily because it will anchor in the truth of who you already are and it will help you to embody self-love. Self-love is not something you're given. It's something that you must build through radical acceptance of yourself. When you stop looking for validation outside of yourself and start aligning with the person that you respect and admire, everything changes. So ask yourself, what actions could I take that would make me love myself? What desires have I been hiding? How can I accept myself completely right now? And when you take these steps, you'll discover that self-love is not a destination. It is a continual practice of self-acceptance. And it's a practice you absolutely deserve. Thank you for joining me on this journey of self-discovery. Please share this episode with someone who needs to hear this radical reminder. And I'll see you next time. You've got this.